I was born in Maffra, my dad was born in Maffra, and my mum was born in Hayfield, which is just outside of Maffra, and Hayfield's like the Tasmania of East Gippsland. Everyone hangs shit on people who were born in Hayfield, so... I wrote this song about my mum, who was a Hayfield girl, because no one had ever written a song about a Hayfield girl before. The car tapes we played on those long country drives were Kenny's and Dolly's and old Charlie Pride. Mum sang along with Jim Reeves and Bill Ives as we rattled along country tracks. And Dad used to threaten us boys with a hiding if you don't settle down in the back. Then Mum would growl, but she'd turn up the volume and pass round the lollies she packed. But they don't write pretty love songs for girls born in Hayfield. American women get songs about how they're adored. Tennessee girls get to waltz. Californian girls, they've got no faults. Ah, but they don't write love songs about girls from Hayfield at all. No, they don't write love songs about girls from Hayfield at all. Hayfield's a timber mill town in East Gippsland. The Maffra boys think it's a joke. So Dad used to hang it on Mum, who was born there, but she'd get hers back, I suppose. But they don't write pretty love songs for girls born in Hayfield. American women get songs about how they're adored. Tennessee girls get to waltz. Californian girls, they've got no faults. Ah, but they don't write love songs about girls from Hayfield at all. No, they don't write love songs about girls from Hayfield at all. My dad loved my mum with affection familiar and long as an old country road. But there's not a melody written that sings of the depths of the love that they've known. So even when cancer took part in Mum's body and the chemo took all of her hair, Dad used to tease Mum about girls from Hayfield, 'cause that's how she knows that he cares. He'd say, well, they don't write pretty love songs for girls born in Hayfield, but you're the most beautiful woman I've ever known. Tennessee girls, they might waltz. Californian girls might have no faults. Ah, but you blokes can keep 'em, 'cause I've got my Hayfield girl. You blokes can keep 'em, 'cause I've got my Hayfield girl. Thank you very much.
Okay, hi. Here with the tremendous Michael WAUGH. Thank you so much for turning up to the Acoustic Cafe this evening. Are most of your songs inspired by your time growing up in the country?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of stories about growing up that, you know, I was sort of raised on a lot of
country music, and I really enjoyed that storytelling mode of song, and so I think I'm partially inspired by those stories, and by memories of what it was like growing up in the country. Yeah.
That song about your mother, it reminds me. I mean, do you see yourself in the vein of Peter Allen and also maybe Bob Hudson? You're looking at me like going...
No. Well, I suppose like it
Tenderfield Sadler and...
I hear what you're saying. I think, to be honest, like the story about that song was that, when I was little, we always used to go on these long country drives, and Mum and Dad used to play these country tapes in the car, and I thought it was a bizarre form of child abuse at the time, that that you'd sort of be tortured by these songs, and one of them was like this Dolly Parton greatest hits album, and recently Dolly Parton came out to Australia, and tickets were outrageously expensive, but I bought a ticket for Mum and Dad because I love them, but also Mum had been through a particularly hard time, so wanted to give them a great experience. So we went to this concert, and Dad has a wicked sense of humour, and Dolly Parton was in the middle of introducing My Tennessee Mountain Home, which is a song about her childhood in the country, and Dad turned to Mum and said, yeah, but they don't write songs about girls from Hayfield, and I thought, oh geez, there's a song in that. So I wanted to write a song about my mum and what it was like growing up in that country town.
That's a very beautiful story. How long have you been writing songs for?
Since I was very young, I suppose. Like in the country, there was always things to do on the farm and long distances that you had to walk, and it was the sort of thing that I would do to amuse myself as I was going on journeys, was sort of make up songs in my head. And when I moved down to the city, it was something that I started doing, was then writing my own stuff. I think it took me a long time to come back to the country folk music that I really love writing now. But,
Is there an irony that you've had to move to the city to play songs about growing up in the country?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that, like lots of people, that you, at some point in your life, you look back on your childhood and you realise the gift that it was, and I suppose I'm just at that point in my life where I'm sort of looking at all of that stuff and realising how special it was and how unique my story is. I think that a lot of, when I was a singer-songwriter initially, it was about, trying to tell somebody else's story, but I think a little bit more comfortable inside my own skin now, so it's about telling stories that are more true and real to me. Yeah.
Why don't you play us out for the break with that song?
Sure.
Go on.
I will.
You know you want to.
They don't write pretty love songs for girls born in Hayfield, but you're the most beautiful woman I've ever known. Tennessee girls, they might waltz, Californian girls might have no faults. But you blokes can keep 'em, 'cause I've got my Hayfield girl.